We are not doctors. Nothing in this podcast should be taken as medical advice. Consult your physician before starting any workout routine. This is the Martial Heart Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back. And yes, I know it's been a long time, and I'm getting tired of explaining to people that there's been so much going on, but there has been. For instance, I'm supposed to be on vacation this week, but I'm not. So we had to cancel our vacation at the very last minute, actually, within about a couple of hours before we were supposed to leave. But some fairly serious things going on with family health and things like that. But so we're home, no vacation. But I know it's been a long time, but close. Well, a few days ago, it was the 1 year anniversary of my heart attacks, plural, heart attacks, probably 3 of them on that day. I went to the hospital. But I am doing okay. My health seems fine. I've increased my cardio routine to doing it for an hour at a time. So I do cardio. I try to do it every day. It doesn't work out that way. But I guess if you have the goal of doing it every day, maybe you'll get it done half the days or something every other day. So sometimes I go like 4, 5, 6 days in a row, and then I have to skip a couple of days, and then yada, yada. But the fact that I can get on an elliptical or a treadmill and go for an hour and be fine is great, because my cardio was always bad. Cardio sucks. Don't let anybody explain it to you any other way, but cardio sucks, but it's mandatory. You really have to do it. And so I've had to do it. And now I'm up to doing it for an hour at a time, and it doesn't kill me, which is nice. I haven't had any other heart problems. Everything's fine. I haven't had any other health problems. None of my other organs have tried to give out. None of that. But I am still on a fairly large assortment of medications. And that's kind of where the problem comes in. I have not been back to any of the martial arts classes yet. And that's partially the reason why I haven't done a martial heart podcast in a while, because I have not been able to go back. Some of it for a while was scheduling and other things going on, but the biggest reason right now is that I'm still on blood thinners. I'm still on a pretty hefty dose of blood thinners or anticoagulants. And the doctor was polite enough to tell me that I will probably be on these for the rest of my life because of the, situation with my arteries. So what that does is anytime I get scratched or cut or get an abrasion, I start bleeding, and it will bleed for a couple of hours, sometimes longer than that, depending on how severe the cut is. So there's some pretty simple cuts I might get on my hand, and I'm wearing a Band-Aid for 3 days because it still hasn't healed up, and every time I touch it again, it starts bleeding again. And I already had the nickname of the bleeder in jiu-jitsu and karate classes because, I don't know, as I'm getting older, the skin on your hands gets thinner and stuff, and so things get rough, and a lot of times I'm bleeding somewhere, and you get kneed in the face or whatever. Things happen, and so my face has been bleeding at different times in my neck. So I'm hesitant to go because if something happens and I start bleeding, it's going to bleed, and I'm going to have to stop. And I feel weird about bleeding on people, I guess, because there's no way for me to tell how it's going to work, and how long it's going to bleed and how much. So that's why I hesitate to go back. I want to go back very, very badly. But jiu-jitsu is a contact sport, like literally constant contact sport. And I don't know how to pull it off. I'm just worried that, nobody's going to want to roll with me or whatever. But if I start bleeding, I'll have to stop rolling if I'm bleeding. And I'm afraid I'm going to be bleeding all the time. And I'm going to get bruised up pretty good, which is okay because I'm used to being bruised up and battered and having abrasions on my face and all that. So if you followed any of my social media, you've seen it coming out of jiu-jitsu class bleeding and all scraped up and everything. But that's the price of doing the work. But I miss it terribly. I'm convinced that I will go back. I just have to get over my fear of bleeding all over the place and bleeding all over the dojo and not being invited back. So I don't know. It makes me feel weird. So have not been back. I can exercise. I can do all that. I don't have any issues with doing it. The physical aspect of doing it, everything's fine, I think. So actually, I'm probably in better shape, at least cardiovascularly, than I was whenever I quit going. But my stamina should be pretty good, and I should be able to roll for a long time if I can get in there and roll. But that's where I am now. That's all that's going on. So I've just been working. We've been working and taking care of people and taking care of ourselves and doing the normal human being stuff and getting overwhelmed and just everything not going right for a lot of people, not just me, but for my wife and other people in the family. So it's been crazy. And so I hate continuously making excuses for why I haven't done one of these podcasts. I still got in some of the conspiracy theory podcast episodes and stuff, but I haven't had anything specific to this, to heart related or exercise related or martial arts related. And I felt that since I haven't gone back to class, I have nothing new to talk about on this one. So we have to get everything straightened out here in our life so that I can go back and see how it goes. And then we'll see if I podcast about it. But I'm way out of practice, so I assume it's not going to go well for me. And so I have to keep the big dudes off of me so they don't crush me, make me bleed, and then I have to leave and never come back. But that's where we are. So I just wanted to update everybody on it. I'm fine. I'm healthy, as far as I know. And mostly other people are healthy. And but I'm not going to go into all of it. But my wife had 3 surgeries in the last year and a half or so and stuff. So it's been interesting, but that's not why we had to cancel vacation this week. We were both ready to go, but other things happened. So I will keep you posted, I guess, and we'll see if everything calms down here in the next month or so, and if I can get in there and attend a class or two, and then I'll have something new to talk about, and I can come back and start doing these again. But until then, I'm just doing conspiracy theory shows and calling people stupid over there. It's called Really Just Stop. So it's, named after my book that I wrote called Just Stop. But it's fun, but there's so much going on in the conspiracy world today that, you just feel like you're repeating yourself all the time because everyone is stupid. Everyone, including me sometimes. But I will get back with you guys when something new happens. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, eat your vegetables, do all the stuff you're supposed to do, exercise, cardio, do the cardio. You're supposed to do the cardio. So take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon, I hope. Maybe. What do you think? Do you think we will? Yeah. Okay. Bye.